Hi, I'm Kristin Duncan with Keller Williams Advantage Realty in Orlando, Florida, and I want to talk today about the current top 5 most Googled questions about real estate. I think it's really relevant we discuss those and important because obviously a lot of people are wondering. So the first 2 questions are fairly similar. Number 1 is the market going to crash? In my opinion, the answer to that is no. This market really cannot be compared to the market that happened in 06, 07, 08, all those years. 2 totally different things. Those were a lot of lending-driven issues. What we have going on right now is a supply and demand issue. So in my opinion, I see us leveling out for the next 6 months, year, and this might become kind of our new norm until we can catch up on building homes. And the second question, kind of similar, is when is the market going to crash? Not just if, but when. So we have to keep in mind that cycles in real estate and in the real estate market are normal, that it doesn't stay steady and the same, for 10 years at a time. We even notice micro changes within a couple months period. So when is it going to crash is not really, in my opinion, it probably will again one day, but it could be 50 years from now. I don't know. I think what to keep in mind is when do we foresee it slowing down a little bit, which is right now, cooling off a little bit. We don't have to have a crash. There can be a normal settling down period. Question number 3 is why are prices so high? This is fueled by demand. We are 3 million homes short in the United States. So millennials are our biggest generation. They are buying at a high rate right now. They want houses. But unfortunately, that biggest generation that can now afford houses, that kind of coincided with the fact that 2010 or the 2010s were the slowest building decade in history, or since we've been recording, the building of homes in recent history. So it makes sense. It slowed down after the crash. People were recovering, didn't have the money to build, but now that is we're seeing the effects of that. It's starting to bite home buyers that we need 3 million more properties in order to catch up. So that's why I don't think we're going to see a change quickly. There just aren't enough houses. This is not a financial problem necessarily. This is a supply and demand issue. Number 4, is the market slowing down? In my opinion, the answer is yes. Depends on your definition of slowing. I think we're seeing fewer multiple offer situations. We're not seeing as many people offering to pay $50,000 over appraisal value. So I think we are slowing down when it comes to home prices. Nobody's expecting a huge leap in home prices over the next few months, over the next year. I think we're going to kind of hold steady. So if you consider that slowing down, which I do, then yes, we are slowing down. But the demand is still there. If it's a nice home, there are so likely going to be multiple offers. And of course, interest rates are going to play a role in this as well. When interest rates were 2.75, 3%, I mean, that can be almost viewed as free money for home buyers. That's less than a lot of people would pay for a car loan or a personal loan. Now, when we're getting back in the 5, 6%, I think people are going to take it a little more seriously. It's also going to drop prices just a bit. And number 5 is, when will it get better? Again, I think the word better is open to interpretation. For sellers, it is better right now, and I think it'll stay that way for a while. I do believe we'll stay in a bit of a seller's market. When will it get better for buyers? I think it's already happening. I think we're facing less multiple offer situations. Builders are starting to catch up. We're not there yet. Like I said, we're still 3 million homes behind, but builders are confidently building right now. I think that we'll just see things normalizing where maybe you don't need as much cash to buy. What was happening over the last 6 months, last year, really since quarantine, is people were needing money for buyers were needing money for a down payment, closing costs, and money on top of that. Maybe they were paying seller closing costs. Maybe they were offering to pay over appraisal value. We had many buyers offering to pay $50,000 plus over appraisal value. So in that regard, the amount of cash that's needed, I do think it's going to get better. So if you're thinking of purchasing, it's not necessarily a bad time. 5, 6% interest rates are still lower than the historic average. I'm sure you've all heard stories of home buyers in the 1980s who paid 12, 17, 18% interest. When you think about that, 5 and 6% looks pretty darn good. So I hope that answers your top 5 questions that are Googled right now about real estate. And please let us know if you have any questions.